Hello, my name is Allison Rimmer, and welcome to my Artist Talks. Just a little bit of background information on me before I get started. I have been drawing for a good chunk of my life, longer than I can remember to the very least. I particularly like drawing wolves, horses, and dragons, with horses being my first. Um, and Yeah, I am a undergrad junior in animation, and I do really enjoy animating. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get started before I bore every single one of you. This right here is one of my first animations. I call it Diomedes. It's named after the creature in the middle. What other creature is there in there? Uh, I named it after one of the 12 labors of Hercules, the horses that eat flesh, and it's one of the earlier creatures I designed, and I have built on it since. I'm hoping one day I can use it for my own animation or an animation I do in the future as a project. This was one of my first attempts at making a more professional animation. As you can see on the neck, I kind of screwed that up. This is a horse galloping. If I had to tell you, I'm I I didn't need to tell you is my point. I just call it horse galloping. I got no real name for it. This right here is animation I did on a rig, and it's the first animation that I ever did on a rig. I'm sure most of you guys know this by now, but most animations nowadays are done on a rig. Even 2D are rarely drawn frame to frame anymore, which did make me kind of sad, but I did figure it'd be useful to develop the skill because you never know. Maybe you'll need it one day. Maybe I'll end up being an animator instead of a designer like I want to be. I did do the wings frame to frame. I noticed that on the Zoom recordings, it actually comes out really glitchy and not as smooth as it actually is. So I might go ahead and post this in the chat along with my video. This right here is a 3D model that I made of the Diomedes. One thing that I like about 3D models, even though 3D animation is not my plan, is that when you create a 3D model, you can see how the creature would look from all angles and you can remain consistent when making the 2D rigs or designing a character. It is one thing that I really like to do because I guess I can be a bit of a perfectionist. And also 3D animation is also a lot of fun, and learning how to rig is a very useful skill even in 2D animation. This is some of my earlier artwork. I did a lot of pen and ink, and I still really love pen and ink, and I am willing to do it for commissions mostly. I don't plan on really turning this into a career, even though I'd really like to. This one right here, I actually lost. I no longer have it, and I never got a chance to finish it, which makes me really sad. I think that I might recreate it at some point in the future, maybe over the summer. It was a part of a series of pen and inks that I made of a creatures coming out, like a sort of like a live a Polaroid coming to life. You can kind of see the outline of the Polaroid. And I have a few of the other artworks in this series. You'll catch the gist of what I was trying to do. This right here is my first pen and ink. Um, I did it for Inktober, and I ended up falling in love with the style a little bit. What I really like about pen and ink is that you can't go back and erase your mistakes. It helps you develop artist skills. It helps you become a better artist, I think. And it definitely teaches you the importance of the eraser. This is one of my pen and inks. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's another skull horse. This one is actually another character that I have used for a few artworks and another animation I've actually done. And I actually do not have a name for her, but she is a demon horse that can leave hell at her own discretion through portals. She's not evil, but she's not good either. She's more like a force of nature. If you guys got any names for her, I'd love to hear it. Another little feature of this paint, and some background on the piece. I was inspired by the brush fires in northern Arizona. I had been driving back from the Narrows in Zion with my sister, and we saw there were so many brush fires that the sky was covered with ash. The sun was red. You could look right at it, no problem. It was kind of scary. Don't look at the sun. These are two of my other pen and inks. This one's called the Draken. This one is another one from the Skull Polaroid series. This one is with a wolf, and this is the only one in the series with multiple of the same creature. There's 3 wolves. There's one right there, one right here, and yeah. And one feature of these artworks is that there are snakes coming out of the mouths of the skull animals, and it's attacking a crow in each piece. This is another one of my pen and inks. This is called the Angelwood Oak. It is based off of a tree that is, I believe, in Texas or California. It actually has a lot of leaves, but I did moss instead because I liked the mossy look and I had an easier time with it. These are 2 of my other pen and inks. This one is called it's just a behemoth from Final Fantasy 15, which is my favorite video game series, and this is one of my favorite designs for the creature. This is another one from the Polaroid Skull series. It is a deer this time, and actually in this one you cannot see the crow because I was getting a little bit lazy, so I just drew down feathers instead, falling as if the snake had already killed it. All the snakes in this are venomous, and also this one does not have a snake coming out of the bottom. Another thing that I enjoy doing is I enjoy doing storyboarding for different characters. This is some storyboarding for a D&D campaign that I am in. This is one scene. It's part of a scene. I have not finished the storyboard yet, and this was actually this right here was from our first boss battle. We lost bad. It was level 10. We were level 3. We resolved to not fight it again, and then we did. We took explosives back the next time that we fought it. We did win that time. This is my D&D character and the campaign I'm currently doing. It is an albino half dragon, blue half dragon that is albino. This is my first design for the character, and this is my second design. It was I think this was my first, I'd say, fully professional like fully I did all the work for it. I wasn't just testing it out, computer artwork, and I am really proud of it. I had a lot of help from one of my other classmates too. You guys have probably seen her artwork before. If you've been with her in other classes, she's amazing. Her name's Sophia. And this right here is a 3D, another 3D model that I made for the character earlier in the rigged animation. The name of the character is Ashiera. It is one of the first characters that I ever created, and it is a character that I plan to continue doing work with. Probably, and like maybe if I make my own videos, I will have the character like as my own, I don't know, persona or something. I have redesigned this character like 8 different times. And I would like to show you guys an animation that I made. I'm actually going to go ahead and put it in the in the in the post as well, because it won't show up very well in the Zoom recording. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and I would like to hear your opinions on it and some advice on how to improve my 2D animation, because I am not that good at the moment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing your guys' videos as well.